Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not think Bird Up is dead at all after having play tested this a little bit. So, as been the fashion, I'm gonna give you guys the deck profile, a little bit of a discussion while I'm doing it. I'm gonna show you two different combos. It's gonna be just what you do with the F Fractal basic combo, but we're playing Revolt now, and people that have been playing normal Bird Up without Revolt might not know what to do. So I'm gonna show you that, and I'm gonna show you what I do with Warbler Cobalt as the opening now that we lost like two heavy hitters in the extra deck for this deck. And so then I'm gonna also do a hand or two, just like play tested on the spot, so that you guys can see my thought process and learn from that, but also give me feedback and help me learn from it. So it's win-win for all of us. But without further ado, I'm gonna get into the list. I'm also gonna talk about things you could change and like honorable mentions and stuff. To start, I got the triple Fractal, triple Nerval, one Karis, one Kit. This has been staple in this kind of deck. The carrot or the Fractal is insane because not only can it start your Tri Brigade engine, but it also could dump Sparrow if you have Warbler already, or if you have like Barrel Canary. So it's just like a copy of Foolish Burial. Like it Foolish Burials most every monster in your deck. Nerval has the insane synergy being level 1 Wing Beast with the birds. Karis is just an extender to search sometimes, and you need the kit to dump off Fractal for the extra name sometimes. And then one tanky, one foolish. I don't think Foolish Burial's been staple, but now that we lost Desires, I like having the one additional consistency card. I think it just kind of makes sense. I don't know what else you would play, like Prosperity maybe, but I kind of value the Baron draw. I also don't really want to give up my extra deck. I've had trouble cutting this down to 15 in the extra, so like each spot feels very valuable to me, and I don't know if I'd want to give it up, but I'm not opposed to it. Also, there could be a world where we play Small World, so that's also worth testing and trying. Also, this is just like it's a template for y'all to run with. But then for the bird engine, triple Warbler, triple Cobalt, they're the best two. Like if you open any combination of them or the bird call, you just like do full combo, probably win the game. And then the one Wagtail, I think before the list I played two of this card, but I don't really think I'd want to play two now. It's just like, if you draw it on your own, now that you're playing the Revolt, like if you just open this with Tri Brigade stuff, for the most part, you're probably just doing Tri Brigade plays anyways. And like, you don't have Desires anymore, so you don't have to play multiples of the ones that you really don't want to play multiple of. And then I played triple Barrel and double Swallow. This is another area that I think it could be changed. Like, I think you could cut down to like 2 Canary, 1 Swallow. And then if you do, say you put in Small World, you would probably cut like Foolish Burial, Canary, Swallow, and maybe the Desires, and then put in the triple Small World and a Dinotherium. But you could also like just cut these two if you didn't want to put in a Small World, and just put in like an additional 2 going second cards. I don't know which ones. That depends on how the format shapes up. But this, in theory, it's like still good to draw if you draw it with another bird because it's still an extender. But for the most part, you'd rather search it. And then the 1-for-1, because it's like still a crazy starter. Summon Cobalt, search. And then the one of Desires. We don't need to play duplicates, in my opinion, of cards for a one of Desires, because the odds of you drawing it are like astronomically lower. And then whatever the odds are of you banishing one ofs and causing your combo to be unplayable, those are like cut by a third now, because you're only going to be resolving Desires a third of the time. And then you still have like all those chances of you resolving it and it not making you unplayable. That I think you could definitely still cut down on that kind of stuff. But I also still think you want to play the one Desires. It's a +1. Like, why not? And then for the going second cards, I've got 11, technically 12. I don't think the DD Crow is one you really change. It's a searchable out to the DPE. So you kind of like, not have to play it, but I would recommend playing it. But then the rest of the going second cards that I have being triple Imperm, triple Ash, triple Valor, double triple Droll, double Droll and Lockbird. God damn. That's a fucking tongue twister, apparently. But these are very susceptible to, I don't know what the word I was looking for there, but these could be changed. I'm not locked in on these. They're just what I feel like will probably be the best, but this new format coming up, still, in my opinion, relatively unexplored. We could theory craft what the best couple decks are going to be, but until we really see how represented each one is, I think it's kind of hard to put together a hand trap lineup. And so I went with a very generic, in my opinion, hand trap lineup, at least with Valor, Ash, Imperm. They're the most like versatile hand traps. And then Droll is a blowout against a lot of the powerful decks. And so it kind of makes sense to me to be playing it. I feel like Lunalight variants are going to be strong, and this card, they do like the Force combo, and they search at least once, depending on the variant, at least twice in their combo. And they play draw cards and stuff. They're spell searches, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of times where you can droll them and they won't be able to really play. And then there's also going to be like mirror matches, other Tri-Brigade variants, other bird variants. Phantom Knight's going to be big. Just like all that stuff that the card is going to trade decently against. And it's also worst case scenario, a level 1 that can be normal summon to help you like facilitate combo if you have to somehow. And so, like I said, though, you can change it. It's totally fine. I'm not locked in on these. I wouldn't be offended if you net deck this and change it. And then I play the one Revolt to search off the Bearbrum. In my opinion, this is probably going to be the way to go, because losing the second copy of Starling in the extra deck and losing the Link 3, these cards do give you interruptions, but you can like supplement the interruptions through a plethora of different ways. But the thing that they also give you is follow-up. And so you kind of want the interruption that you're now supplementing those cards with to be a way to provide follow-up as well. And since we don't have that in any other way, I feel like Revolt, at least with my current understanding, is the way to go. Because you can do like kind of the regular Tri-Brigade boards where you're ending on like Appaloosa Revolt. But now you also have like an F-Zero. And it's going to be pretty strong. But you're also going to have like the Nerval search off the Revolt. Or like, I don't know what else you would actually, something that would give you advantage. If you hard summon a Baron, you could get like advantage off that. But for the most part, it's going to be, you're going to get the Nerval search. You might get a kit dump, like stuff like that. And it's just going to give you an extra card to try to play on the next turn, which you would have gotten off your like second recital search, searching a berry for follow up. Or you would have gotten if you're some more glyphed and got to summon Cobalt on the end phase. So this is our attempt to replace that. And then I don't have a side put together. These are just honorable mentions for cards that I couldn't find room for, but they definitely could go in. The first being the Doom Eagle. I feel like this is really good for like going for access code for game, and it's good for putting back DPE. But my theory is that I wanted the this dude, Silver Sheller. I'll talk about him more when I get to him. But he's basically to help you get to like the Revolt through awkward hands. It's because you can link, you could like summon a Fractal, banish 2 for Bearbrum, and then link into this. Like if you've played normal Tri-Brigade, you know how that works. But then it also is the link 3 for the access code push. It also could give you a 2 material Appaloosa pretty easily. And so it felt a little more versatile than this one. And we, like I said, we have the DD Crow to try to out the DPE. So, but this could go in. If you guys want this card instead, go ahead and put it. Let me know how it works for you. And then I have the Sylvan Princess Sprite. This would be your second level 1 to make before the F-Zero in an attempt to gain some extra advantage. My reason on not playing it is like 5, 8, 10. I only play 11 cards that would get value if I hit them. I mean, like, technically you could mill something of some value, but those are like niche scenarios, I feel like. And so I actually opt to use the Assembled Nightingale, because if you're going first, you're not really going to be using this for the Zeus to break their board, because you're the one setting up the board. And so this card acts going first as your F-Zero fodder and going second as your board breaker, which gives me a little more room to play with in the extra deck. And then I did cut the Downard also, purely for room. So like I'm just kind of hoping that I'm able to make this with 3 materials when I make it and then go into the Zeus. But again, like if you see anything in my extra deck you don't like my reasoning on and you want to switch, feel free to sub these cards in. These are probably like, if you could have an 18 card extra deck, this is what I would play. But to get into the actual extra, the Baron Blossom, card's essential in any variant of the deck. The Bearbrum, this card is essential in this variant because it gives you the follow-up with Revolt. And then the Silver Sheller, like I said, to help you go into it, but also for access code. Double Omen, because like I'm going to show you in my my Warbler Sparrow combo, you need to have access to Double Omen in order for you to make like a competent board and search Revolt and Revolt go into Omen. And so that's why I had to play the 2. 1 Almirage for the hands where you open Nerval or Kit. This is a card that I think you could end up subbing out for one of these others, depending on how frequently it comes up for you. Because like in theory, if your only way to play is like Nerval or Kit, normal summon, link away, search, Karis, pitch, summon, you're probably not going to get like a substantial board anyways. And like you might just be better having these for the scenarios that come up. But that's up for you to determine through testing. For me currently, this is a lot of theory crafting, and this is what I feel like will come up most. But like I said, give me feedback if you think otherwise. Then the Double Dragon Lords. This card I feel like you'll always play. I don't think I make it in like my standard 2-card combos, but anytime you have like an additional resource to play with, you're usually able to make this. Then the Appaloosa, I try to end on this card a lot. This card's pretty powerful now. It gives you a lot of interruptions, and also you're usually linking away the Bear Brum to search Revolt. So typically a 3-material Appaloosa is also accompanied by an Omen that's going to come out. And then access code for pushing for game. The 1 recital, because it's at 1. 1 assembled, like I said, fills the role of both the second recital and also the board breaker. 1 Robin. You also could use the Robin if you feel like you're not going to go into it, and if you want to keep this in your extra deck to make your F-Zero package. But if you have the Canary, this is like your additional interruption. Then we have F-Zero, other F-Zero. Helps you play through Nib and stuff. Force them to use Nib when you want them to, so that you can still end on like the Appaloosa Revolt. And then the Zeus to break boards. And so now I'm going to get into the 2 combos that I have to show y'all. The first is Warbler Sparrow. And like if you see a way that you think that this play could be done better, if it can either accomplish more or leave you on more resources to end with better follow-up, let me know. Like I'm all ears. Not literally ears because you're commenting on a YouTube video, but I'm all eyes, I guess. And so we're going to go Summon Warbler, Summon Sparrow, Search, Swallow, Overlay, Search, Nerval. Pretty basic. It's once we get around after the F-Zero where it changes a little. Special, Overlay. Go into the assembled. Detach everything. Overlay for F-Zero. And then here, Nerval searches. I'm just skipping over it for time. We're going to grab Kit. Kit in particular because it's going to let you chain block if you need to block the Omen. Because I don't know if players are going to Ash the first recital now that it's only at 1. They probably will, but if they don't, I'll play around it this way. It might not matter. Maybe I need the name for Kit. We'll see, I guess. We'll see. So I summon Omen. Link 2 with the Omen and the Kit. Go into Baron. Dump Fractal. Search Fractal. Special Fractal. Lots of Fractals. I think it's probably right to do it in the leftmost zone. Because like if you have an additional extender, you could put the Double Dragon Lords over here. And then Appaloosa over here. And then have these 3. I don't think it comes up for this combo though. But that's just my theory on where I want to put the extra deck. So I'm going to banish 2, summon the Bear Brum, and then go into the Appaloosa, and then we're going to search the Revolt. You also put a card back. Keep that in mind. Was the 2-card combo. I pulled the 2 out. I didn't pull out a card to put back. So you're going to end on the Appaloosa for 3 and the Utopic Draco Future and a Revolt, which is probably not as strong as the board was before because this would be like a Samorg and then either a Double Dragon Lord or a, what's it called? Robin. And so the board was a little bit stronger, but this is still like very good for what we lost, and it gives you the recovery, like I said, of the Revolt. And people, I don't think, are going to really respect and like understand how to play around the Revolt in this deck with these threats also, because it hasn't really came up much before. But the next thing, this is just like a little simple combo for those that like haven't played with Fractal before, and I'll explain where there's a little variation in it. So like you dump the Fractal, send Kit, dump Nerval, normal Fractal, and this is like just 1 Fractal, 4 cards that aren't combo at all, that aren't even Beast Warrior, Wing Beast, whatever. Banish 2 for Fractal, summon Bear Brum, and right here's where there could be variance. If these cards in hand, like the 4 I picked, Triple Imperm Ash, are pretty high impact cards. Say they're 2 cards that are just like not going to do you any good whatsoever. Say it was like double Canary here. Then you could use the Bear Brum, pitch 2, summon one of the 2 Tri-Brigades you banish, and this is going to get you a bigger board, but the reason why I'm in this combo not opting for the bigger board is because it would die to board breakers, whereas these wouldn't. But you would do that, summon out, say, Nerval, and then we would link the Bearbrum. Wait, how does it go? Yeah, I think we would like link. Yeah, give me a sec to think. Give me a sec to. Yeah, no, yeah, we would just do it, summon out the Nerval, and then link the 3 for Appaloosa, search Revolt, put a card back, and then you'd have Appaloosa for 3 Revolt, and 1 card left in hand. But this, like, if you have hand traps that you're not really trying to get rid of, you just go into the Bearbrum, link into the Sheller, search Revolt, put a card back, and then have, like, Revolt, whatever hand traps you had. And then the Rugal, also, if they can't out this card, it's follow-up too, because, like, you special the Nerval, or the Fractal, and actually, given this line, instead of banishing Nerval, you should banish the Fractal, because then on their turn, you can use Sheller, Reborn Nerval, and then if they out it, you have follow-up because it searches, and if they don't out it, it adds back to your hand and you have follow-up. And so, it's a low investment play, it gives you some follow-up, and now I'm going to run a test hand with this deck, and I'm just going to, like, talk as I do it, because I don't think I'm perfect at playing this deck, but I'm up for feedback, and if you are less perfect than I at it, it might provide you some value. So looking at this hand, we have Ash Veiler, which are currently like dead cards in hand combo sense, but that's 2 interruptions. That if our board sucks or we get hand trapped, we have 2 interruptions. Then we got Fractal, Cobalt, Nerval. And so to be honest, I'm not 100% sure where we would even begin on this. I feel like we have to lead with Fractal Dump, because nothing else is really live. So here we probably go, we're going to search the Karis, dump Kit, dump Nerval. Yeah, I think that's probably right. And then I'll normal the Nerval, declare his effect, banish 2, summon Baron, wherever he's at, there it is, and then declare his effect, special Cobalt, declare his effect, Interesting. So I could go add Swallow, and then I could overlay these 2 for Recital, and Recital search the Selene Wagtail, which I think is technically playing in hand traps, but I'm probably going to do it anyways, because at any point, if they would nib, like I said, we have the 2 hand traps, and also at every point we'll have a card to discard for Karis. So, yeah, we should be good no matter what, like even if they had the nib here. So I think the line is going to be search the Swallow, and then overlay. Because, like, any point here now, right, if we make this, if they nib here, we just pitch Swallow, special Karis, go into, I don't even know what. We can either make the link 3 with Karis' effect, and then go into an Appaloosa for 2 with 2 hand traps. We could make Bearbrum, link those into the 3, and put a hand trap back for Revolt, and have Revolt Ash probably, and through a nib. And if they don't nib here, like, we get the full crazy board. Because we're going to detach here, search the Wagtail, and then we'll go special. I don't want to put it in that zone. I try to keep my link zone open if I can. Special, search. And so, like, here, if they were to have nib or something, we still have the bird call to search us something to discard off Karis. So we always have some sort of way to extend still live. And then here, the question is, do you even really want to, like, go into F-Zero and you have all these resources to work with, honestly? Because this could just go straight into, like, Appaloosa, which I don't know if that would be right or not. And I also don't know if I'm going to want to use Karis or if I'm going to want to use Bird Call for Canary. Those are interesting things to think about. Let's think about them. I think what I'll do. This is. I kind of want to just make the Appaloosa. Appaloosa feels like a little more high impact, but I don't know if that would be right. Because if I do that, let's try the F-Zero line. Let's try that. And from here, honestly, I'll backtrack if I don't like it, and we can check the other way too and see what it would have ended on. So this has Swallow and Wagtail in case I need to restore it, and this has Nerval. So let's see what we do if we take this line. Summon, summon, and then here this would search. And this might not technically be the right one to grab to discard, but I'm going to grab it because I don't know which one I'd rather use. So if I grab this, right, and from here I would just special, overlay, and I would just have like negate, double bounce, double hand trap. And if I pitch it for Karis, I can either just, there's a couple lines here that you get where you can Karis for double Dragon Lord, and then link the Karis and the Blossom into Rugal. So then we would have a bounce, a negate, double hand traps, and follow up. Or we could Karis banish 2 for Bearbrum, which I think is the play. And then, I don't know if these are the right ones to banish, by the way. There's probably more correct cards to banish. And then link 3. And then here we get that end board that we made in the first combo, where we get the Alpalooza, the Searched Revolt. And we probably put Veiler back, considering we have 4 monster interruptions already. And so the Ash is going to give more versatility to the board. And now, actually, so this is, if I take that route, what I would end on if I make the F-Zero first. So let me add this Veiler back, reverse the board a little bit. So if this goes back, it means this comes out. And move that there. Summon this back out. And then put this back to extra. Put the 2 cards we banished back. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. I don't remember what song that's from that went reverse, reverse, but I remember dancing to it in gym class. So if you know what that is, let me know what the hell it was. This would be in hand. This would be in hand. Then this would be in deck. This would be in hand. Then this would be an extra. This would be an extra. Special. Special. This would go to extra. Then we would have this. And this. And then this was under the recital. So this is where we were before we made the F-Zero, and I was contemplating making a different line. And so let's try that other line. I think it would involve me making an Alpalooza for 3 here. And then if we do that, we'll use this bird call. Grab just a thing to discard. Again, that might not be the right one, but that's what I'm going to get just for easiness. And then activate the Karis. And then here's a little iffy too. Like, do I just go 4? And if not, why? And if so, why? So here I could banish 2, summon Bearbrum, go for the 3. See, not making the F-Zero kind of makes this card just sit. So that... Wait, this isn't supposed to be here. So the right line might just be the F-Zero line because it doesn't make this just dead. But let's try this. We'll banish 4. Summon out the Shurig. Or the Omen, I mean. That doesn't really feel right, though. Because, like, those would just link into this. I would get a search off this, but what's that search really doing? Let's just see where it goes, honestly. Let's see where it goes. Hey, did I use Kit already? One of these 2 I didn't use, so I'll just summon one of them if I do with this, and then I'll summon whichever one I didn't use. And then we'll add a card. I don't know if what we had matters, so I'm just going to grab this for now. Like I said, if you're playing this quote-unquote optimally, then you'd probably get something else. Say we pitch these, right, and bring an unused Tri-Brigade back. Then we can use that for a double Dragon Lord. And then we could put these into the Rugal. And then search. Oh, wait, I meant to use this one, I think. Maybe we would actually keep this out because it'll give us follow-up with that. Because we could send it. But we also could summon something off this to send, actually. So I think we'll keep this out just for the potential to, like, search. And I think it had this under it. So if they out the board somehow, I would float off that, too. So we'll link those away for that. And then we'll add the Revolt and put back the Ash. So the other end board, we had an Ash and an F-Zero instead of a double Dragon Lord. So I think that was definitely the correct way to do it prior. And this board also leaves the board a little too clogged for Revolt. So the first way I definitely did it was better. And so if you watch it up to this point, the second variation of this combo is a little messed up. So if you skipped to the end board to see it and you didn't realize that I was going to do it twice, then you better go back and give me that extra watch time so you know what happened. But that's the profile and the combos. If you guys like it, let me know. If you have comments on it, let me know. And let me know what other decks you want to see. I've been trying to kick ass this ban list season, trying to push my content out there, get to 1K, and it's working. I'm pretty close, so thanks to everyone that supported me so far and has commented and stuff, and I appreciate y'all. Take it easy.